was like, you can't keep doing this. So you're going to be in the hospital. And I kept telling them, I have to do this. I have to do this to feed my children. But I did learn very quickly that I couldn't do it. And I had to leave there. And I did. And I guess I missed a little part where I had my fourth child, Ezekiel. But I had a miscarriage before I had Ezekiel. And that was the universe's sign, because as I was running the family childcare, I was starting to feel like I wasn't being present. Something needed to change. My house was small. It was hard to have the family childcare and have my growing family. I loved what I did, but it wasn't feeling like I could do it anymore. Then I had the miscarriage, and that was devastating to me. And I said to my husband, I can't do this. I can't do this family childcare anymore. And after 4 years, I closed it up, became the stay-at-home mom, then did the Weight Watchers, then did the Stop and Shop. I very quickly got pregnant again and had Ezekiel. And that's when things changed. Now, as I look back, people on the outside, it looked like I had it all together. You know, I had kids, I had a husband, I had all these jobs, I was doing everything. But on the inside, they had no idea what was going on within me. I was emotionally drained. I was not connected to myself. I was literally physically exhausted. My third child, she almost killed me because she didn't sleep at all. You know, we had a lot of issues. I ended up having postpartum depression. Nobody knew to this day, only a few people, that I had postpartum depression because I never told anybody. I dealt with it my way. I dealt with the doctor. I wasn't the kind of postpartum depression that needed medication. Like, I wasn't a harm to anybody. I wasn't a harm to my children. What my postpartum depression was is I was a taskmaster. I could get anything you asked me to get done, but I had no feeling. I was void of all feelings. I could not feel anything. But on the outside, everybody's like, wow, this girl's got it together. Look at her and take care of her kids. Look at her work. And inside, I was dying. I literally was dying. And then the universe sent me another message because it kept knocking, and you can see all these little things, but I wasn't hearing. I wasn't conscious at that time. And I had the miscarriage, and then I had the emergency C-section. Now, I had all my other children, natural, no drugs. I begged and pleaded to be able to have this child naturally. But there was a danger there. And I had to go with that. And I had a really hard time with that I couldn't, and I had to have a C-section. It was very painful. I just wouldn't want to go through it again. Very soon after I had it, they, you know, put me all back together. I was home with the kids and the baby. I started not to feel well. And this is where the true healing starts to happen. Now, I've been on this journey for 10 years, okay? So I'm 44 now. It started when I was 34. I had intestinal issues, okay? I still do. I have a thing called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It's called SIBO. It's when you have the right bacteria, the good bacteria, but in the wrong part of your intestines, and it wreaks havoc. And it's very, very hard to get rid of. And you get rid of it, kind of, and then it comes back. And then it's something you have to manage. And I had a lot of other intestinal issues. I had intestinal permeability where everything I was eating was leaking out into my immune system, into my bloodstream. I couldn't barely eat anything because I had food sensitivities to everything. And I have non-celiac gluten sensitivity. And then my stomach, when I would sit down, would be bloated out to my kneecaps. And I'm not exaggerating. I would go out, people would ask me if I was pregnant again. It was emotionally devastating because at that point, I was so alone in my journey, except for my husband who knew what was happening. I couldn't find any doctors to help me. I had gastroenterologists that had no idea how to help me. They misdiagnosed me. And it went on for quite a while until my second gastroenterologist looked at me one time when I walked in and said, this is the end of the road for us. I've done all the tests. I've tried everything. I have nothing else to offer you. And I had young children at the time, and I didn't feel well. And at that point, because I was misdiagnosed for so long, I developed fibromyalgia where I had extreme pain in my body that I wanted to lay on the ground and die. And I cried, I left there, I got into depression. I was like, now what do you do? And one thing about me is that every time I get knocked down, I get back up even stronger. Anybody I've worked with on my healing journey says that is my biggest attribute. So Western medicine totally failed me, didn't work for me. So I decided to start doing alternative. Found a naturopathic physician, started taking supplements, heal my gut from the inside out, doing acupuncture, massage, anything that I could grab my hands on that would give me some kind of relief. Total diet changes, total change, taught myself how to cook whole foods, elimination diets. I mean, to this day, the diet is so important for me. I am a lifelong learner. I love trainings. I love coming on here, learning from all of you. You know, I believe that we just pick, we hear, and we bring it down here, and we feel what resonates, and we use that, and we see if it works, and what works stays in our toolbox, and what doesn't, we let go. And that's kind of how I live. So yoga is really the key to bringing my excruciating pain down from excruciating to manageable. And if it's manageable, I can bring it to non-existent. And I had stumbled upon a yoga therapist, and very quickly I had found out from the first few sessions I had with her, I was like, wow, I feel different. I don't have as much pain. And that's when the light bulb, it came out inside of me, that this yoga was going to be the turning key. This was going to be the missing piece of the puzzle. And so I started, obviously I continued with the yoga therapist. I also started going to yoga classes. But I had no idea what was in store for me with yoga. Yoga helped me find my truth, connect with myself. It just set me on a path of total discovery, to loving myself, to knowing who I am, to feeling my authenticity, my purpose. And I can remember, and my husband and I to this day still laugh, I was in my first, so I got all jazzed up on yoga. I was feeling better doing yoga. When I didn't do yoga, I didn't feel well. Obviously, I was still doing other things. I'm still doing I'm always doing other things. Like, it's not that I'm going to go back and live the lifestyle I lived 10 years ago and be okay. Like, this is not the new me. And when I did my first teacher training, because of course, you know how I was telling you, I set goals, I achieve them. I set more goals, I achieve them. Well, now that I knew about this yoga, now I needed to teach yoga. So my husband's like, are you sure? I'm like, I need to teach yoga. I'm at Stop and Shop. I hate it. I need a lifestyle change. Now, obviously I was a preschool teacher, you know, and so my husband's like, well, do you want to go back to, you know, teaching preschool? And I said, that was a hard thing for me because that was my love. I thought that was my passion. And I believe that there is still that passion within me. But after going through this healing journey and really being alone for the first 5 years of my healing journey, trying to figure things out, and then now in the last 5 years, being much more connected, figuring out what works, I was like, no, I'm not meant to go back to teaching. You know, I loved it when I did it, but we have to learn that we love things in the moment, and then sometimes it's time to say when and stop and to change your path. And that's what I learned. And I said, no, I am meant to be a yoga instructor. I'm going to teach you. I don't know where it's going to take me. I was in the unknown. I'm not good with the unknown. I like to be in control. But I said, you know, I'm going for it. So first teacher training out, 200 hours. 5th month in, I didn't think I was going to make it. My husband didn't think I was going to make it. I literally had so much, excuse my language, but so much shit in my cellular walls of emotions that had been packed in for years and years and years. I get on my mat in yoga teacher training and I would literally cry for the whole entire practice. But month 5 was the month where I lost it. It came to the point where I was my emotions were coming out. So lucky thing, it happened on a break that everybody was outside. the room, and I was with my teachers, and I had lost it. Now, I haven't told you yet that I, at that point, was in the height of a binge eating disorder. Because I had been so deprived from being able to eat food and from being able to partake in holidays with my family, all the traditions, I had to do a lot of therapy and a lot of inner work. And so I was in the throes of a deep disorder. Now, take somebody that has a binge eating disorder, stick them at Stop and Shop when they're exhausted, and figure out how much food that you can consume at Stop and Shop on your shift. Okay, I would come home from working Stop and Shop, and excuse me if this is too much information, but I would be on the bathroom floor of my house, and I would be projectile vomiting across the bathroom floor while I'm sobbing, asking myself, why am I doing this to my body? So this all just hit the roof. 5th month of teacher training. Thank God for teacher training, because it gave me the platform to work even harder, to work harder with a therapist, to figure out how I was going to manage. You know, when I've got the disorder managed, but I'll tell you that it's still in the closet. And if I don't do what I do to keep well, it comes out every now and then, and I got to check it, and then I got to throw it back in. So that was the pivotal point. So yoga for me is a way for me to discover who I am, to discover my truth. I really am a firm believer in take the time to do your deep inner work. Okay, don't let this stuff hang out there. It's not going to be any good. I'm still doing deep inner work. We're going to constantly be doing deep inner work for the rest of our lives. I feel like we're just constantly evolving and changing. And so don't be afraid to do that deep inner work, because when you move through that stuff and you move beyond it, greatness happens. So a little story about, so I did my 200 hour. I was lined up to do my 300 hour because, again, I did something and I got to get to the goal, and I still hadn't learned that lesson yet. And but something happened in the 300-hour training that I was supposed to do didn't run. So I was all shaken because, you know, I thought I had all my ducks lined up. But you know what? The universe had another plan for me and wanted me to do another 200-hour that focused on energy and meditation and all the things that I wasn't focused on in my first 200. And I went on that journey, and I grew and I grew, and I started becoming very fascinated with universal life force energy. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. And then after that, then I did my 300 hour. And the funny part of my 300 hour is the first month out, my teacher poses a question to us and says, what do you do to have fun? And it stopped me dead in my tracks. And she went around the room. And I was panicking inside because I didn't have an answer for her. And it finally came to me, and I was like a deer in the headlights. And she goes, well, what do you do for fun, Tammy? And I was like, I don't know. I do yoga. But she's like, I know you love yoga. Like, I know that's fun for you. But like, what do you do for fun? I couldn't answer her. I had no idea. You know, I was reaching all these goals. I was taking care of all these kids. You know, I don't know. I didn't have anything. So very quickly, that kind of showed me that I have to start thinking about what I do for fun. And so my little takeaway for that is make sure you're having fun. When you're having fun, it fuels you to do everything else you have to do. My husband has, since I met him, had a goal of getting a convertible. You know, when you have 4 kids, all the money goes to the kids. That's how it works. Or the trainings, as my husband would say, because I keep taking more trainings. And he got a bonus at work a month ago. Typically, we would have thrown it to the bills, you know, all this stuff. And my husband came home to me and said, Tammy, I want to use this money, because he never sees a dime of anything. I want to use this money, and I want to go buy a convertible. And I was like, really? You know, but You've supported me through all of this transformation. Go do what you want to do. I'll pretend like it didn't even come in. Not a week later, he finds this Miata. Now, granted, this is a 21-year-old Miata, but it's in like fabulous condition. Like the universe just literally rained this down. Like he just manifested this, like law of attraction. So he gets this convertible. I help him go to New Hampshire to pick it up. He comes home. He pulls in the driveway. I come out. I said, take me for a spin. He pulls the roof down. We go. I said, oh my God, this is freedom. This is the freedom ride. I tell you all week, every time he comes home, he says, you want to go for a ride? I say, I want to go for a ride. And we go. And it is like, I couldn't believe. I thought I was 17 years all over because my husband's 1 year older than me. So we used to tool around in a little CRX that had a sunroof. And I was like, I feel like I have no kids, no responsibility. My hair's blowing. It's not as long as it used to be, but now I don't have to worry about it getting snarly. You know, like, oh my God, I'm just telling you this story because I finally found my zen. I'm with my husband, who I love to spend time with, that we never really saw much of each other because we're taking care of the kids, you know, but through this social distancing, we've gotten closer again. And my husband is my best friend. And so driving around in this convertible, it's just like, I can just be me. I call it the freedom ride. It is just an absolute. So I share that with you because I want you guys to think about what is fun in your life. I told you that I have become passionate about the energy body. Okay. I believe that you elevate your energy to elevate your wellness. Did you hear that? Elevate your energy to elevate your wellness. My yoga, meditation, and Reiki and healthy eating are a huge part of my wellness routine. And with this, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a Reiki master teacher. One of my favorite things is to train people in Reiki. I'm a meditation teacher. I'm a trained yoga teacher, which I'm hoping to launch some online Zoom classes with that. We were supposed to start at quantum, but right now it's not the right time, the universe has said, but it's still on my bucket list. I'm a new heart facilitator because I'm just all about this heart math. And I am the creator of Whispering Path Yoga and Reiki. We're here in Seekonk. I do Reiki, private Reiki work. I do private distance Reiki, Reiki trainings, private yoga. I do yoga and Reiki sessions together. I do this on Zoom. I'm out at Quantum when we can get out. I'm teaching at Quantum. I teach at 10 Trees in Pawtucket. I actually teach at Johnson & Wales. I work for the athletic department, bringing yoga to the students and the staff there. So I'm very immersed. And I believe that all of this has come because I've done that deep inner work. I've done the deep inner work on myself. So now I can shine my fucking light. I can shine it out and give it all to you. And my heart path is to guide and to spread yoga, Reiki, and meditation knowledge and experiences to the wellness journey of all people. My offering our transformational work to create a life of wellness that's illuminated by your truth, your purpose, and your authenticity. Fostering freedom and empowerment through these practices, they provide fertile soil for the seeds of struggle to bloom into opportunities and greatness. Because you got a root to rise, my friends. I love that. You just got a root to rise. And all you can do is your best. Your best is going to be different today than it was tomorrow because your knowledge is different. So I have to accept who I was and what I did in the past, and all of that experience has brought me to the here and now. So don't ever beat yourself up for the choices you made in the past because you didn't have the knowledge that you have right now in the present moment. So always do your best in this moment. So I like to share the poem I share with all my clients about self-care. So we're going to talk about self-care, we're going to talk about Reiki, and we're going to talk about yoga, and then we'll give it up to you. So my poem goes like this. I wrote this myself. Let your cup overflow with wellness. Nourish yourself daily by making your self-care a priority. Take time to do one thing that makes you happy and watch your cup start to fill up. The goal is your cup is always full for you, and the overflow is your energy you give to others. You gotta keep your cup full before you can do anything else. Not selfish, necessary. We are extremely busy in our lives. Our schedules demand our energy. They deplete our energy. I want to pose a question to you is, are these busy schedules more important than your health and well-being? Because we put all this stuff ahead of taking care of our own self. But in truth, it's our responsibility to take care of our wellness, to keep our cup full for ourselves, and then to dedicate the overflow to others. Finding a balance between caring for yourself, serving others is the key to feeling well. So you can continue to show up and be present for your life and feel those positive feelings that we experienced in heart coherence meditation today. Love yourself. Take the time to know yourself. Self-love is so important to your healing journey. I'm just going to briefly speak about meditation. Meditation's become very important in my life, especially in the morning. But through this social distancing, I know there's been a lot of negative things that have happened, but the positive things are my self-care routine is like off the hinge. Okay, I'm like this meditating, Reiki, yoga, like I'm doing it all, like green juicing, cooking whole, like I'm just like on it. And the meditation is a great way to focus your mind when you start the day. Some people say they can't meditate because you're listening to all the things that meditation's not, okay? Let's just take it down to meditation is just sitting, becoming aware of what's coming in, and being able to redirect it before we make stories in it. So take 5 minutes in the morning before you get on your phones, before you get up, and put some positive vibes in your body, your mind, and your soul, because we know that meditation gives us less stress, less reactivity. It allows us to make more conscious choices, bettering our relationships around us. It makes us more compassionate and understanding. It brings our inner calm in, our creativity soars, our intuition is lit up, and we have this sense of belonging. You know, physically, our heart rate lowers, our heart rate regulates, our blood pressure lowers, our immunity increases, our inflammation decreases. I mean, what's not to love about meditation? It's a practice. We're not going to be perfect at it. And that's what I've learned. All these things that I'm doing, I'm not getting to a goal anymore. I'm just living a journey. So check in with yourself in the morning and always ask yourself, how do I feel and what do I need? And truly listen to the answers and try to provide during the day what you need. Don't ask yourself how you feel if you're not going to listen to the answer. Okay, we need to ask, become aware, and then place action so we feel well. Moving into Reiki. My wish literally is that all people are attuned to Reiki 1 and 2. And the reason why is because Reiki 1 helps you cultivate your own healing. And Reiki 2, I just want you to send out healing energy to the rest of the world. If you're not familiar with Reiki it's a hands-on energy healing system that channels universal life force energy for your highest good. This energy is around us right now, but when you actually are attuned to Reiki, you can become a conduit, and that energy comes in through you and then out through your hands. It's miraculous. It's something I believe that you need to experience. This life force energy, the basic thing Reiki does is it brings you into a relaxation state where you come into your parasympathetic nervous system, homeostasis, where healing happens versus that fight and flight. We want to get rid of that sympathetic. We want to move into parasympathetic. So Reiki allows you to relax, to access this platform of deep healing. And the energy does what it needs to do, and you don't need to tell it what to do because it innately already knows. And it helps to restore you and to nourish you and to rejuvenate you. It promotes healing. It's literally love. And Reiki can also be done distantly because energy moves beyond time and space. I've been doing distance Reiki over the computer and I've been hearing a lot of great things. It's amazing. So I'm really sending out to you all an invitation to think about this Reiki and to think about allowing yourself to try it out and provide your body with the space and the right environment and the right tools to relax, restore, and rebalance. Because we really are trying to restore our whole entire being. And what I say the 4 R's of Reiki are is rest, relaxation, recovery from stress, and rejuvenation. That's how I think about it. Some of the benefits: enhances natural healing, fosters peacefulness and relaxation, helps calm your mind, bringing clarity in, gives you more of a positive outlook. You want to get up and you just want to go. You just want to live and shine your light. Relaxes tight muscles, helps with pain relief. I mean, look at me. I'm not showing you any pain today. I'm pretty good today, because I have days where I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, it's back again. So I got to get into my Reiki. I got to get into my yoga. In this Reiki, it just adapts to your individual needs. So I always say, come into Reiki with no expectation or judgment and let it do what it does and become aware of it. And it also really strengthens your connection with yourself. Let's move to yoga. What is yoga? We hear all the time about yoga. There's a lot of misconceptions about yoga but quite frankly, yoga means union. Okay, the practice of yoga is an art and a science dedicated to creating union between the body, the mind, and the soul. Many people think that the only purpose of yoga is to strengthen, balance, and stretch the physical body, but there's so much more to it. Yoga helps to join the mind, the body, and the soul. Way back then, I was not connected. I was a picture child of disconnection, showing you the perfectness that wasn't perfect. Yoga just teaches us to connect with ourselves, to connect with others. I mean, look what we're doing on this beautiful meeting, connecting twice a week. This meeting is like the highlight of my week, to be honest with you. It really gets you to explore your physical, your mental, and your energetic self with no judgment. Get rid of the judgment. We don't need it. The physical activity of yoga is important. It focuses, obviously it's important to move the body. Movement is medicine, but also yoga helps us to learn how to breathe. It helps us to relax. It helps us be more mindful. It helps us self-reflect, and it helps to cultivate awareness in the body, bringing in meditation. When I teach meditation, when I teach yoga classes, I start with meditation, I move into breath work, we do the yoga flow, and we always end in Shavasana. That's laying down, doing nothing. That is the most important pose of your practice, is that corpse pose, is that Shavasana, because it allows your body the time to integrate everything you've just done on a cellular level. Okay, yoga helps us to integrate, okay? So during your yoga, you breathe, you move, you stretch, you expand your energy, but you're also releasing energy and you're releasing the emotions that no longer serve you. So if you're feeling stuff, you become aware of it, and then you're able to work through it on your yoga mat, and you're able to get rid of it so you can move beyond it, so you can get greater and heighten your intuition, and heighten your consciousness, and feel your ultimate best. The practice of yoga, it helps us to ground, to center. And in our card this morning, our intention card was find your center. So that was perfect for today. The breathing in the yoga, it helps to deliver oxygen to your cells. We don't even use all of our breath capacity on a normal daily basis. you know, and as we breathe, these yoga poses and the movements improve the circulation. Okay, they help your lymphatic system pump lymph through your body. The lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like the cardiovascular system. So in order for the lymph to move, and so you don't get swollen and have this stuff all over your body, you have to be the pump. Yoga is the pump. The detoxification of the body, like I said, performed by the lymph system, the kidneys, the lungs, the digestive system, the skin, are all stimulated by this muscular stretching and this rhythmic pressure of breath. Because your energy is a vibration of information. You are energy. Like me being like this, that is my energy, okay? Your energy wants you to become aware of your energy, okay? It wants you to vibrate high. Yoga helps us become aware of how critical our self-care is and how in tune we need to be with our energy bodies. You know, you hear us talk about chakras and meridians and energy systems. They are freaking real, people, okay? Because your body is speaking to you on an energetic level before your physical body. So if you're getting a headache or you're getting a bellyache or all of those physical things, your energy body has already knocked at your door a zillion times, but you're not listening. So your body says, well, now I got to give you a headache. But we think about a headache, let's take a pill for the headache. But really the body is saying, there's a root problem, there's a root cause for this, and you need to do your deep inner work to figure what it is out. So I'm a firm believer in the yoga and the Reiki together. The energy and the movement of the body, bringing an ultimate platform for healing, for wellness. And you will notice the effects of yoga very quickly, but you will also notice if you stop practicing, the effects leave very quickly. And that's why it's called a practice. It's best if you do a little bit each day. I used to be the perfectionist that said I had to do an hour worth of yoga every day, and it didn't work well for me. But now I get on 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. If I get on my mat, that's a win. So when yoga is practiced regularly, your physical body, your emotional body, your energy body will continue to heighten your sense of well-being. You are going to feel a reconnecting with your soul. You're going to feel that discovery of your truth and your purpose on your journey. This is the opportunity to take ownership of your wellness and awaken to your ability to feel whole and well. I am challenging all of you to embrace your authenticity. Know there are different kind of yogas out there. If you see some power yoga and you're like, holy shit, I can't do that. There's gentle yoga, there's restorative yoga, there's in-between yoga. So there is a yoga for everyone. The benefits of yoga, there's a long list, but I'll give you a few. Pain relief, and more pain relief. Improves self-esteem, increases your energy, become more focused, improves your quality of life, hands down, improves your outlook on life. You can see a lot of things that benefits of Reiki and benefit of yoga are the same. So put them both together and it's like a powerhouse. Become more mindful in your everyday living. Now I can go outside and I can actually sit and watch a tree or watch a bird or watch my kids play without me downloading a to-do list in my mind of things I need to continually do. It increases your awareness of living a healthy lifestyle, okay? Making better food choices. You'll notice when you start to do yoga, you're gonna wanna eat better because when you eat better, you feel better on your mat. When I am a little lax with my yoga practice, I can see my food practice slipping. But as soon as I get back on to my mat, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to eat. You know, I eat really healthy because I have to feel well. But my body also has an issue. I can eat this much of something, but if I eat this much, I'm sick. So that whole eating too much, when you get on your mat, you don't want to practice with a full belly. So it really does help your outlook on what you're putting in, because your food that you're putting in your body is the fuel. It's like the gas you put in your car. You're not gonna put shit in your car, so don't put shit in your body. That's literally how it is. Think about food as medicine So important. Obviously, there are some times where you might have, you know, whatever, a piece of cake or whatever. I'm here to tell you, don't deprive yourself of these little things, but on the whole, try to eat the fuel that's going to make you feel your best. Back to the yoga benefits. It improves your coordination and your balance. It improves your posture. I do have scoliosis in my back. I used to be like this. Now I'm up like this. This curve is still there, but I can sit up straighter. Increased muscle strength and muscle tone, better circulation of the blood and the lymph I was talking about earlier. Boost your immune system, okay? This is the most important time to boost your immune system. All of the things I've talked about today are just stepping stones to continue to boost your immune system. If your immune system is working in tip-top condition, you're not as likely to not feel well and get all these bugs and germs that we don't want. You know, it helps with your digestion. It helps with elimination, better sleep quality. It gives you peace of mind. I mean, gives you inner strength to let go of the things that are no longer serving you. If you're on this journey, you know how hard it is to become aware of something and to commit to doing deep inner work. So let yoga support you on your mat to help you let go of things that you don't need. Let yoga build awareness in your life and allow it to be your first step to change. Awareness. Awareness is that first step to change. Yoga encourages self-care. The better you feel, the more you want to step on your mat. And the last comments I have is, you got a route to rise. Ultimately, this journey is yours. You are in charge of your wellness. I have no judgment. What works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. Embrace what works for you and get rid of the rest of the stuff that doesn't. Remember, nothing changes without awareness. Nothing changes without action. Nothing changes without deep fucking inner work. And that's what it is. It's hard, hard work. Just fucking get on this path and fucking do it. Show up for yourself. Be kind to yourself. You could be kinder to the milkman delivering your groceries or your milk or whoever, whatever, than you are to your own self. Empower yourself to choose one thing a day that brings happiness and growth in your life. Let yoga, Reiki, and meditation be a platform for exploration, transformation, growth, and ultimate wellness. Because all you can ask of yourself, do your best and have gratitude for every effort, no matter how small or big you perceive it. Honor yourself by continually working on your healing wellness journey. Own your fucking power, shine your fucking light, be your best. You got this. Namaste.